Ms. Coppice, wastewater treatment facility. How would you define the problem with the city's wastewater treatment facility, and what is your solution to the problem?
What I would have to say that with the wastewater treatment facility, that although many are looking at it as a salinity issue, I think that it is a issue of where we are getting the water from. I know that it's been talked about, the possibility of treating the water at the source, and I think that that is one avenue that should really be looked into. The wastewater treatment plant that we're looking at now, it may take care of it for now, but in 2012, whenever our cease and desist is up, there's nothing to say that the regulations aren't going to be stricter. And at that time, I think it's something that does need to be considered, and it goes along with that long-term planning. So,
Would you repeat those two questions one more time?
Yes. Wastewater treatment facility. How would you define the problem with the city's wastewater treatment facility, and what is your solution to this problem?
Well, I think the problem with the wastewater treatment facility is not just the facility, but what is put into it, and that's been being dealt with for a number of years. I don't actually have an absolute solution. I know there's an effort to correct the problem, although I think it's going to be deficient, and I have said that in the past. The wastewater committee worked very long and hard and through a number of difficult decisions to come up with the solution they did. I don't happen to agree with that particular solution, and I think when we get to the point that the day of reckoning comes, and as Mike Smith has said over and over, we can punt and pass and put off, and I don't think we're going to be able to do that. Ultimately, we're going to have to pay to provide for an adequate wastewater treatment facility, and ultimately, that's what it's going to be.
Mr. Greska.
It's been defined a big part of the problems is salinity. The appropriate studies are still being conducted, and once those studies come in, we'll be able to make an appropriate solution to prepare and fix the problems that are found to be in those studies that are brought to light. I think addressing water softeners, the possibility of treatment at the wellheads, and then treatment at the wastewater facility all need to be looked into. It can't just be looked at from one avenue, because you have three different parts of the process. You have where the water comes from, you have the users that use the water that also affect your wastewater, and then you have treatment at the back end at your actual wastewater facility. And I think it's important to see it from all those different points where the problem can be mitigated. But again, we need to wait until we get the results back from the studies to see exactly what the problems are before we can appropriately prepare and fix our wastewater treatment.